Elon Musk has been making headlines again on a near daily basis. Although that's nothing new for the current richest person in the world, who clearly realised a while ago that his controversial takes were actually good for business. But even by his usual standards, it's been a lot to take in for Tesla shareholders over the past few weeks. We had the announcement from Hertz of an order of 100,000 Teslas, followed by Musk then downplaying the news, saying the contract had not been signed, although Hertz then said that the order was already being delivered. Weird. Then we had his challenge to the UN, saying that if they can give him a plan for how $6 billion would solve world hunger, he would sell Tesla stock and do it. This was then followed by his infamous Twitter poll asking if he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock, which it seemed was also him weighing in on the tax debate and calls for him to be paying more tax. After the results of the poll showed that people did want him to sell, it was then revealed that he did in fact sell $7 billion of Tesla stock. However, this was partly due to a pre-arranged trading plan and exercising options that expire next year that he had already said in the past that he was going to exercise before the end of this year. So it seems he'd already planned to do this regardless of what the poll outcome was, although maybe he could anticipate and predict that people were going to tell him to do it. In any case, this all led to the biggest one-week drop in the Tesla share price in almost 2 years. Then, this week, Senator Bernie Sanders tweeted saying, "We must demand that the extremely wealthy pay their fair share," which obviously didn't mention Musk directly, but Elon decided to respond anyway, multiple times. He said, "I keep forgetting that you're still alive," which honestly, although kind of funny, I felt was also a bit unnecessary. He then went on to say, "Want me to sell more stock, Bernie? Just say the word," along with replying to another tweet by saying, "Bernie is a taker, not a maker." Now, for that last point, I'd say fair enough. There's a lot of pressure on Elon to be paying more taxes and a lot of criticism, some of which is also quite fair. But the same people disrespecting him should also probably acknowledge the value that his companies are creating, and I'm not surprised that he's biting back on some of these things. Although I don't think he can complain too much, because it's partly from these sorts of controversies and his responses to them that his companies have built such a cult following, and that's undoubtedly helped the demand for Tesla stock and pushed the price up to what it is today. That and his use of memes, along with really lame jokes that most dads would even be ashamed of, and that coming from a fan of dad jokes. So anyway, based on all of this, there's been a comment from another cult icon, Michael Burry. He said in a tweet, "Let's face it, Elon Musk borrowed against 88.3 million shares, sold all his mansions, moved to Texas, and is asking Bernie Sanders whether he should sell more stock. He doesn't need cash. He just wants to sell Tesla." You won't find that tweet online though, because for a while now, Burry has decided to delete his tweets shortly after posting them, as if he's posting some sort of Snapchat message or Mission Impossible style self-destructing memo. And that might actually be a lucky thing for him, because he really does have some extreme and weird takes on some things. And this is actually part of the reason that he has such a cult following as well, along with some of his successes. You may remember him from the book or the film, The Big Short. He's the physician who started Scion Capital and made a personal profit of $100 million from the financial crisis, along with earning $700 million for his investors, with a return of nearly 500% between his fund's inception in 2000 until June 2008. However, like I said, he does have some extreme views on things and is very opinionated, but he isn't always right. Despite his success in the financial crisis, a lot of calls he's made since then, which always gather headlines, haven't actually worked out that well. This is why Elon Musk responded to his tweet by saying, "Burry is a broken clock," which is obviously referencing the famous phrase that even a broken clock is right twice a day. And to be honest, I think both of them have a point. It does seem like Musk isn't quite being upfront about his intentions all of the time, but he's also right that Burry hasn't exactly proven to be the investment oracle that many hail him to be since the financial crisis. But what are your thoughts? Is Elon Musk simply trying to offload Tesla? He's famous for saying how illiquid he is, but now that situation has dramatically changed and he's likely to get even more liquid soon, regardless of how much tax he ends up paying for it. And what do you make of Michael Burry? Some people argue that some of his tweets, now deleted, show that perhaps he's gone a bit west and lost his marbles. But then again, some people think that genius is borderline insanity anyway, and maybe even Musk can attest to that as well. So what are your thoughts on that? Leave a comment down below, and also let me know about the tax debate. Are you with Bernie Sanders on this one and think that billionaires like Musk and Jeff Bezos should be paying more tax? Do you think people defending them are only doing so because they dream of being billionaires themselves? Or do you think people should leave these ones alone because these are the people creating a lot of jobs, creating value, and building a better future for us? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Personally, I admire Elon Musk a lot, but I do think in the past couple of years, a lot of his comments have become more and more outrageous and difficult to stand by. However, what he's doing with his companies, I think is fantastic. I do also think he should pay more taxes because it really wouldn't harm him to in any way, and accumulation of that much wealth I think is pretty unnecessary. But at the same time, I think it's a more complex issue than the sort of simple slogans that come across from people like Bernie Sanders and AOC. And I think that they should be approaching the situation differently. They should give a lot more respect than they do to what these people are doing with their companies and not constantly try to vilify them just with, labeling them as billionaires, but think about the job creation and so on. But anyway, those are just some of my views. I don't want to get into it too much. This is obviously a complex topic. We could discuss many things about it, and maybe we will. But first of all, let me know your views in the comment section. Do hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this and found it interesting and you want more discussions about topics like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.